Trucking is a $700 billion industry. There's very few industries where you're pretty much guaranteed to have commercial clients within the first 30 days. I started my trucking business, and the same day that my authority went active, we picked up a load the same exact day from an Audi dealership. Having your trucking authority sets you apart because it lets businesses know that the government has approved you to handle their commercial level business needs. Once I started doing consulting for new and aspiring trucking companies, I realized that there was a much deeper need for education and training for starting and running a trucking business. So many have asked if I provide mentorship or pretty much anything past just general business consulting. So for the very first time, I'm offering a 90-day coaching program for starting and running your trucking business. This program will teach you about setting up your business, getting your first commercial client within the first 30 to 45 days, as well as continued support and education for running your trucking authority. Trucking is a $700 billion industry. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name. Trucking is a $700 billion industry. It can literally change your life. Start your trucking business the right way and join my 90-day coaching program at citnconsulting.com. Yo, what's poppin'? We live, man. It's been a lot going on in the media. Katt Williams got the whole world going crazy right now. I have no choice but to come on here and just discuss at least a little bit of that because, man, he said a lot of things. And, you know, I don't know if it's good or bad that he said some of these things. I mean, it's a complicated situation. He said a lot of negative things about people, and I wouldn't, you know, that's not really my place to be doing saying negative things, but I understand it if he, you know, from a entertainer standpoint, he's a comedian, says things to be funny, but some of these things weren't even funny. He was just saying them. You know, it wasn't necessarily trying to be funny. Some of these things were said to be hurtful. And then at the same time, he's inspiring, right? So some of the things that he says is inspiring. When you say you're the main character in your movie, right? In your life, you are the main character. So, go through life thinking about yourself as the star, I completely agree with that. But I was definitely surprised at the amount of people that he addressed, how direct he was, how the name calling, the being direct or whatever, was pretty interesting. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me pick this up. And I wanted to just kind of play the difference between Kevin Hart's stand-up, because he, one of these main parts was his joke was stolen. He says his joke was stolen by said the entertainer, and he said it was a space shuttle joke. I mean, you would wish that this would be a beef over a better joke than what it is. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess, right? We probably laughed at the time when it was first introduced or whatever. And but I am curious to see what you guys think about it. I watched it. I watched the two different jokes, and I was thinking, are they different enough for somebody to say, this is my original joke? Because even if it was inspired by another joke, right, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is somebody else's joke. Snuggle 668 was popping. But even if it was inspired by somebody else, that doesn't necessarily mean that it couldn't be considered an original joke. But I am curious to see what you guys think. You know, like we might need to like look at it and then kind of see if indeed he did jack this man's joke. Pause. Okay. So what do you think? Like we're gonna go to it. We're gonna go to it though. Yeah, we're gonna go to it. So first, let me find out. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, right? But I did watch it online, and I was thinking, like, you know, just trying to be, you know, let's say you play, you know, I won't say you play a neutral position, right? I'm just being neutral. I didn't know anything about this joke thing, and rightfully so. When somebody steals a line or steals a joke or a bar or whatever it is, I definitely can understand somebody being upset about it. But for it to have ran on this long and how serious they are about it and stuff like that, it's pretty interesting. But let's find the joke. Katt Williams said, entertainer joke. All right, so let's see. Just.
All right, so we.
Oh, there's somebody talking about it. I'm trying to find the actual joke. Trying to see what the actual joke is. All right, so this is somebody.
I'm about to ask ChatGPT.
There's somebody watching it. Let's see. This is a commercial playing.
Stole from him. We're going to do a side-by-side, beat-by-beat comparison.
Okay, let's see.
A little research to get an official answer to Deuce and a Quarter. Wheel. That's almost started, and he starts directing traffic. However, Cedric the Entertainer cannot get out of the spaceship because, you know, he'll float off into the empty void of space. You know, no gravity, no oxygen. You get to.
Okay. It's hard for me to like find one where they're just like comparing them side by side without all the commentary. But I watched it, right? And so and you can watch it too, but Katt Williams' joke, you know, it's the same premise. They're in a spaceship, and it's basically, you know, an old school car. Might even be the same car. Deuce and a Quarter might even be the same car, but they have two different like storylines behind it, right? So if I use a version of your, I guess, joke, is it wrong? Like if I use like I guess the premise, the construct of your joke, but I create a new joke off of it, is it wrong? And if that's the case, then I think that if we go that far, right, where now unless he said the exact same joke to me, like if it was the exact same joke, then I would say it's the exact same joke, right? But to me, it's not the same exact joke. That's just me. I don't know. I think it could have been inspired by it for sure. I do think it was inspired by it. Don't think it was the same joke. In my opinion, Ced's joke was better, but that's neither here nor there. I didn't watch it back during the time that it was on Comic View at the time. So maybe it would have been crazy funny on Comic View or whatever. But at the time, like me watching it back now, it's not, I mean, neither of them is like crazy or whatever, but definitely didn't think too much about it when I first saw it. And especially now that they're beefing over a joke that, you know, I get it, you know, you wrote the joke or you come up with a concept or whatever like that and you feel like somebody took from you, I get it. But if, I don't know, like if this was rap music and somebody, you know, even if they used the same kind of gun, but they changed the lyric here, there, like if they changed it enough where it's not the same storyline, then yeah, we could say, oh, that was inspired by this, but we wouldn't say, oh, you taking my lyrics. You would literally almost have to say the same exact thing, maybe change one or two words to make it yours, for it to be like, oh yeah, you just took that, but for it to be like, it's a different thing altogether. Like they're telling two completely different jokes using the same premise. If that's the case, if we're gonna go that far, then all the yo mama jokes, all the fat jokes, all the, there is no originality if that's the case. If we're gonna go that far and say that, then there's nothing original, because everything just about has been said before. Just about. Every style of joke, even the way the jokes are told, it's, pretty much a variation of something that's already been. So, I don't know. But I get it. Like, the masses say, oh yeah, he stole the joke, he stole the joke, he stole the joke. But it's not the same exact joke. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm looking at it from, I used to be in the music world, and if your lyrics was different, then, even if somebody had a very similar, it was like a similar setup. Like if all the people who made a rap lyric off of the 9mm, like using the 9mm, as a bar, you know what I mean, or as a rhyming word. If everybody who talked about that came off of that, and you said, "Oh, you stole it," because the first person who said it, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I am definitely a person who loves Katt Williams' stand up. I love Said Entertainer stand up. They both very, very funny, both very, very talented. And it's just crazy when you see people at their level going at it over something like this. But, Katt went at just about everybody. Like, he went crazy, like he went crazy. And I know Hollywood has a big thing about being in a dress and stuff like that. Like, a lot of the comedians, actors, and stuff like that talk about being in a dress as though Hollywood is trying to demasculate them. Honestly, I probably never really think about it from the stance of Hollywood trying to do something to the black comedian to make them more feminine or something like that. I don't think about that stuff in any kind of way like that. Like, I don't really know what the big issues are about all of this. I mean, I get it if you don't want your kids to see a man in a dress. I get that, right? But I don't know why it's such a big deal. Cause I never, when I saw, what was that movie? I don't know the name of the movie, but I think it was like Wesley Snipes in a dress. I think it was Wesley Snipes. I could be wrong, but I never thought about it as like, oh, they making him feminine. Like, he didn't look feminine at all. Like, he did. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the research is behind all of this stuff. Like, I don't. A lot of this stuff, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm so focused on other things that I don't really know what the problems are with a lot of this stuff. I don't really get it. So, I'm not an actor, or anything like that. I don't have to get in a dress or nothing like that. So, but I don't know what the problem or why. Like, it's like a conspiracy thing about, Martin playing Big Mama's house or Tyler Perry playing Medea. I'm not Medea. I'm not Big Mama. You know what I'm saying? That's up to them. That's what they want to do. I don't think that makes me or anybody else want to be in a dress, more or something like that. I don't know. I don't get it personally. I don't get it, but I know they always talking about, oh, they trying to get me to put on a dress. Don't put it on and just don't do it. Like, but, why do we have to go on a rant, about it? Like, like I know street guys, like real street guys who have played snitches in production. Like, real street guys who have been to prison, and they get told they got to play a part in a movie, and the part in the movie is they got to take the stand, they got to snitch on somebody, they got to do this, they got to do that, and they play that part. Part of me thinks that's even crazier. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that playing a snitch, if you're a street guy, is playing a snitch in a movie when you are completely against snitching? Is that not worse than Martin playing Big Mama or Tyler Perry playing Madea? Like, is that not worse? Is it just me? Could y'all please get in the comment section and let me know if you was a street guy and you had to play a snitch in a movie? Is that not worse? Or is that not at least on the same level as the issue with putting a dress on? Not saying I don't want to see no guys on the dress. First of all, let's be clear. I don't want to see nobody on the dress. I don't want to see no guys in no dress. I don't want to see no guys in the dress. All right, let's be clear here. But the whole, like, if somebody's paying for you to play a part in a production, that's up to them. If that's what they want, that's, you know, if that's the people who paying, and that's what your job is, I guess you can choose to do it or not. But why does it have to be a major conspiracy? I'm thinking about all the guys who they got playing parts in movies, and they got them snitching and stuff like that, right? Like you know, respect the Cameron, right? But he was Rico in Paid in Full. Rico was a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Denzel snitched as Frank Lucas. Respect to the big homie Frank, right? But, you know, he was a snitch. Or so in the movie. I don't really know if that's, you know, how true all of that stuff was or whatever. I don't really care personally. But he played a snitch in the movie. Now, if these guys is like, now I'm not saying Denzel is or whoever, but if, let's say, imagine Lil Boosie had to play a snitch in a movie, you know, is that not on the same level as putting a dress on? Like when it's completely against your morals? Or, you know, I ain't gonna lie, when I see some of them guys like have to kiss guys and they say they you know, not like that, I be like, whoo, I don't know how they did it. You know, I don't want to see them doing that at all. Like I don't want to see that. But, you know, that's that. If somebody is shooting a movie and they say, look, I need my main character to, as a spin in this movie, he's going to be messing with this other guy, and I need them to show some kind of, you know, that they dealing with each other. And the guy like, well, I'm straight. Well, maybe that ain't a part for you. And then maybe there's another straight guy who's like, man, I can do that part. I don't want to see it anyway, personally, myself. I don't want to see it anyway. I don't want to see you in the dress. I don't want to see you doing any kind of things like that. But I don't really care if you do it. That's up to you. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not out here saying, oh man, Hollywood is out to get us or whatever, man. Like, you got a choice. You can choose to do it or not do it. Keep it like that. But we ain't got to make it, you know, some big, amazing, you know, conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Like, oh, every black actor got to get on the dress. I don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe they did research on it and said this is the funniest thing to the public, and the public loves this, and the ratings are higher when they see a man in a dress being funny. And of course, it's not serious, but you know, maybe these is what they're saying the ratings are. I don't know. Or maybe they are trying to push an agenda. I have no idea. But I am trying to understand why it's such a big deal. That's just me. I don't know. But Katt Williams defended a lot of people as well. Some of them were surprising to me that he was defending certain people, and other people I was like, man. Now, when he talked about Ricky Smiley's son, I just can't understand that. His son is deceased. Why is you doing that? Like, I get it. Y'all don't care. People get like that. They don't care about nothing, apparently. But I'm just like, man, is there nothing off limits? Is there nothing sacred anymore? Like, is there You know, I mean, like, I get it. Drill music, they talking about the dead and all of that. That's their enemies, but I just don't, you know, like, this is hard for me to identify with a lot of this stuff, man. It's hard for me to get it. I don't know. But I do appreciate you guys on here with me right now. I so appreciate y'all that I brought my sound effects for this night. I brought my sound effects, but I just, you know, of course, everything Katt Williams, like that whole situation with Katt Williams, has everything going viral, and so, well, everybody's talking about it. I guess the situation is viral. Not everybody's viral because I'm clearly not viral, right? But everybody's talking about it, and it is a very interesting situation. So I was just like, man, I got to talk about it because everybody's kind of saying these same things. Like they're like praising the negative. I don't understand why they praising the negative. Like everybody is praising the negative. Like all the things that I'm seeing and saying. You know, I think it was who was that? Kevin Hart took the high road. He was like, hey man, you know, you sound like you hurt, I guess. So, you know, get that hurt up out your heart, bro. Like, you know, peace. And, you know, by the way, check out my movie. You know what I'm saying? And so people, even though he took the high road, people went in on Kevin Hart. Pause. They disrespected Kevin Hart because he took the high road. They were like, oh, he disrespected you and you're going to take the nice way out. Like, it's like, what? Like, we want destruction, you know? Shout out to Kevin Hart for taking the high road. You know what I'm saying? He took the high road. That's what you want to do. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. You cannot, if you don't respond in a negative way, they go in on you. And then when you do respond in a negative way, they say you weak, or, oh yeah, you so hurt by what Kevin said. Look at how they got you jumping out the window. I'm not Kevin, but what Katt said, he got you all in your feelings. And then it's like, so you can't win for losing. You just can't. You can't win for losing. The sooner y'all realize this, hold on. Yeah. But the sooner y'all realize that you can't win for losing, you're gonna stop. You're gonna stop trying to participate. See, social media is a crazy place. Social media is not real life, but it becomes real life. Like, it's crazy, right? It's like people actually get hurt and beat up or get depressed or relationships that they had end, or some of them begin based off of what happens on social media. So it's like, as bad as I want to be like, social media is not a real place. It's a real place. Like, it's a real thing. Like, it really affects your life. It can really affect your life. That's why I try to keep all my private life off of here. Like, cause I'm a public person already, right? Like, I'm doing these videos. I got 700 and something videos, and it's like I have to keep my real personal life away from this thing because people are crazy. People are crazy. And, you know, imagine you having a situation with a family member and they take it to social media, right? And it's like nothing, it's against all the morals that you may have, and you would have thought that maybe all the morals that they had. But believe me, family members will take personal family stuff to social media and try to out you and hurt you in its best way possible. But I guess public humiliation, you know? I was having a conversation with somebody and they were talking about, oh, you remember when, what's her name? Keke Palmer and her baby daddy, I don't know if it was her husband, boyfriend, whatever he was, but her kid dad. So when she had did the Usher thing and everybody thought it was a real thing. And he had posted like, "You're a mom," like, you know, kind of thing or whatever. Like, "What are you doing? You're a mom." And everybody was like on him, like, pause. It was like going in because like they saying like, "Oh, he's so weak for taking it to social media. Why would he out her on social media? Why would he do that in the public forum or whatever?" And they're like, "Man, you know, that's so weak, man. My granddaddy would have never did that to my grandma, or my great grandparents would have never been like that. These new men are doing these things that men in the past would have never did." And of course, or not even never, they would have never did. They never did those things back then. And I was like, and you know, my perspective is social media didn't exist back then. Social media didn't exist when your grandparents was dating, okay? They probably would have been with the times. Back then, it's probably worse. Back then, those men was beating women up in public. Like, back then, those guys had zero. You gotta think. Do y'all know what kind of clothes and stuff like that they were wearing in the 60s and 70s and 50s and stuff like? Do y'all know what bell bottoms look like? Do y'all know what you can still, if you go online, you can look up and find guys during those times with fishnet tank tops on, with their whole chest exposed, with earrings, crosses, and gloves on, with the fingers cut out. Like, they was doing a lot. They was doing a lot. You know, platform shoes. You know, they was doing a lot. You know, guys nowadays got dreads and stuff like that. Back then, guys had Jerry curls and they had the heat press or whatever you call it with the perm. They was wearing perms back then. Like, it's a different world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different world. So if you trying to tell me the guys who in that generation who was on, you know, say like, I don't know, maybe in the 80s, and because I don't know what we talking about. I guess we got to go back further than that. We got to go back to the 50s and 60s and stuff like that. Those guys was on. They was drinking a lot. Some of them was doing like heroin and things like that. There was some wild stuff still going on, but they was drinking a lot, or they was, you know, allowed to kind of like smack a woman around and it was okay. You know what I mean? You trying to tell me those guys, when they get in their emotions, they not going to out somebody on social media? They probably was doing public shaming just in person. Like, they was making her walk home and stuff like that. Crazy stuff. Don't think that guys got worse. Nah, we probably got better. Guys got a lot better. Respectfully. Not saying everybody grandparents did that, but a lot of people grandparents, a lot of their granddaddies didn't beat a woman up before. A lot of them, right? So give it up to the modern guys. Shout out to the new guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of people talking about, you know, these guys from back in the day was, you know, better men and stuff like that. And some of them, not all of them, definitely not all, probably the majority of them wasn't, you know. I know old people from back then. They was trouble. All right? You know, growing up, and they got, you know, 3 families that they, you know, two other houses, 2 towns over, you know, like 1 town over, 1 up the street, and they got multiple children and all of them. They spend time in each one of these houses and stuff like that, and they never find out that they got, you know, brothers and sisters over there and stuff like that until it's too late, you know. And so, like, I've seen it. I know about it. Don't do that. So when I see these people take all of this hurt and anguish to social media, it's like, man, you know, I mean, I can't control it. I can't do nothing about it. You know, you just gotta, you know, keep it moving. But when I seen what Katt Williams did, I was just like, man, he, you know, it's one thing for something to be funny, right? Oh, I'm just being funny, or maybe I'm just gonna say what it is. I'm keep it real. I don't rock with him, but some of these things is said to be, is just done to be hurtful. You know what I'm saying? So, and I seen a lot of stuff that he had been involved in where, you know, talking about people, you know, old ladies, you know what I'm saying? Like, or talking to a chick, you know what I'm saying? Calling out a name, whatever. I get it being a comedian, but, you know, her like, I think it was one lady, her husband got involved and, you know what I'm saying, they had like a little altercation on camera or something like that. But, you know, it's a lot of stuff happens when you talk junk, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's part of it, I guess, you know? But like, man, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, man, all the negativity, I try to stay away from the negativity. I try to do my best to stay away from the negativity. But sometimes it ain't really easy to stay away from the negativity. Like I get it when you know, when you got to. But if you the catalyst of it, jeez, man. But if you know you're doing it just to go viral or something, man, I don't know. But I know he really mean all the stuff he's saying. But like, why as a people are we praising it? That's what I don't get. I don't get it. Stand up for yourself. Hey man, you stole my joke. Yeah, he know he stole my joke. Whatever. But it was a lot of things that was said that and I still love the interview. I ain't gonna lie. It was one of the best interviews. It's one of the best. I can't help it, man. Do we just like drama? Do we like drama? Nobody cares about somebody talking positive. Is that what it is? Nobody cares about people talking positive. Nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about it. And I don't know. Like, if people cared about positive conversations, you would have more of that in the media. But positive conversations do not get the reaction that drama-filled conversations get. Negative conversations get the majority of, dang, I just had an epiphany. I need to start talking negative about a lot of stuff. And then I get way more views than I'm getting. What y'all think? If I start talking negative about things, would I get more views? I think we should do an experiment. What do y'all think? I think I should do a string of videos and just talk negative and see what happens. I think I should do that. What y'all think? I'm like one of the most positive people you're gonna ever find on social media, right? But just as an experiment, if I just went and I just started talking negative about people, what would happen? What would happen? Would I get more views? Is it even worth it? Is it worth it for views? Because that's basically what people are doing. They're saying, hey, for the views, I'm going to say whatever. I'm trying to get views. So I'm going to say whatever it takes in order for y'all to like pay attention to me. And of course, that ain't really my thing. That ain't my way, man. That is not my way. That's not my way. But, but I do kind of want to do an experiment just to see, like, just to see. Oh Lord, yeah. Man, nobody was safe. Nobody was safe. And the thing about Hollywood, right? All of those people are entertainers, and typically most of them are, to be somebody who is on the wavelength of a comedian, more than likely, I don't say more than likely, a lot of them are crazy. A lot of them are crazy. Like, they crazy anyway, right? To even pursue that field, a lot of them are crazy. So, and as they are coming up and they all kind of know each other and stuff like that, and you gotta, a lot of them sleep on each other's couches before they get, like you're in a better position. You sleep on my couch until you land a role, and I'm helping you find work or whatever like that. So they don't see each other in no Hollywood fashion. They know the real version of each other, right? When, you got in an argument on the phone with your girlfriend, he was in the car with you, and he knows, if you didn't like lost your cell phone, ride down the street, he was there. He's your friend. He knows all of these things about you that nobody else would know. He knows that you ain't got no money. He knows that you that you don't have any clothes and you got to borrow clothes in order to do a show and stuff like that. He knows this because he's your friend. And so they know all of these things about each other. And of course, things happen in Hollywood that don't necessarily make it to the light of day. And so with all of that, these people, when they get upset, first of all, they're actors, actresses, they fake. This is alive. Millie Mel, this is alive. Millie Mel said, "Is this a live or premiere?" No. This is alive. This is definitely alive. What's popping? We live right now. I'm in here, my guy or girl. Millie Mel is a girl. Look like. Yep. My bad. Yeah. Nah. But nah. We live right now. What's popping? Let me see. We are. Millie Mel, you think I should do like an experiment, and I just do a string of negative videos or something like that to see what happens, to see if I get more views by doing that, because that apparently is the way. That ain't really my thing, but wouldn't that be a fun experiment? But yes, this live or premiere, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Now we in here. We lit. Turn up. Yeah. So, but nah, like, it's just very interesting to see like the transition of people. Like they know they have all these years of things that they know about each other when they were all struggling, or when this happens, or when child support and this and this. And so, I think Katt said he'd been arrested over 30 times. Like, what is that? What's going on? Are we saying that's Illuminati or something? Like, what is we saying that caused that? Like, besides just being, like I said, a lot of these people aren't really like they're not like thinking about things in the same way that a regular person would be thinking about things, because they are comedians. They live on that edge. They live on that edge. And I get it. Okay? They're creatives. That's, I get it. They're entertainers, they're creatives, they're the class clowns, So, but then you put all the class clowns together, and the best class clowns in the world, right, are all in Hollywood, and they all know each other, and they all have these experiences, and they're all in these same movies, and they're all in the, sleeping on the same couches and stuff like that. Because I know it's a lot of people went through Jamie Foxx's house. A lot of people slept on his couch and stuff like that. He helped a lot of people who were new people. Shout out to Jamie Foxx, man. So you're going to see some things, you're going to hear some things that nobody should know except for y'all. Man, that's crazy. To have somebody that you invite into your home, or that you trust to be around you, and even when you're at your low point in life, you they seem to be cool, and you trust them with your lowest points of your life, and you confide in them, and you pull them to the side, and you say things, and you cry on their shoulder, and then y'all have a disagreement about a female, and this person takes to the press, not just because, you know, they're not like, they're celebrities. So, you know, Katt Williams saying something versus like your cousin saying something is a very different thing, you know? Like, that's a very different thing, you know? These other people got millions of followers, and when they say something, it becomes news, and magazines pick it up, and, well, it used to be magazines, but blog sites pick it up, and this and this. And so it's like everywhere. It's like all over the world. In Germany right now, they probably know about what Katt Williams said about, you know what I'm saying, about Steve Harvey or whatever, you know. So it's like, this thing isn't like when me and my cousin or my friend or my partner, you know, have a disagreement about a video game or something like that. This is different. These are people who are like that because they've seen you at your low points, and probably even lower than some of your family members might have seen you. And they're going to, you know, because maybe you don't want to tell your family, I'm struggling like this. So, but these people are temperamental, man. Temperamental. You trusting these people, and these people are already crazy. And maybe some of them have jealousy in them, or they feel like you jealous or whatever like that. And, you know, they're a little feisty, man. A little feisty. They're a little feisty, man. A little feisty. So, I don't know. But yeah, so I wanted to just kind of touch on that. Well, touch on this one other subject. So I have just launched my trucking, 90-day trucking business coaching program. And people are asking me, a comment was left on my last video. They said, let me read it. Let me read it to you guys. By the way, shout out to yourselves for being on here right now. Shout out to you. I appreciate y'all. Let's see. The comment said, casino, because I was talking about why trucking. Why am I choosing trucking to do a coaching program with? They said, casino, what's happening with government? They tripping? Because, you know, I was doing government contracts, and I'm still in doing government contracts. I'm still waiting on things to come through and stuff like that. I'm still actively pursuing and interested in doing more and more government contracts. I'm not saying I'm never going to do more government contracts. I love government contracts. When it's right, it is so right. When it's sweet, it is so sweet. It's nothing like you've ever experienced, all right? But if people have been asking me for mentor programs, people have been asking me to do mentor programs. They've been asking me to do coaching. They've been asking me to write more books. They've been asking me to just create a course, all kind of stuff. And so I haven't ever done a course. I did drop an ebook. It's called Big Shot, Hot Shot, Volume 1, Own Your Trucking Authority. That's the first book that I did. Then I did a government contract bidding checklist. So how to bid checklist. It takes you through the steps of how to bid on government contracts. And so I have those two, but I never did a course. I did start recording a course once. I started doing a course. It just feels too unnatural. I don't know. It just feels unnatural. I don't know. I'm going to probably do some more coursework, like do an actual course, especially for trucking. Excuse me. So yeah, I was like leaning that way. And then the problem that I was running into was part of the reason why I don't do like courses and things, like I said, it feels unnatural. I don't know how successful people are when they do a course. But some people are very successful when they do a course. I've seen very, very successful people who have taken courses from somebody else and they learn how to do a certain thing from that course. But I do know a lot of people who take courses, Shit. I know people who take courses and nothing ever comes of it. So the only business that I can think of where I'm saying, okay, what can I guarantee from a performance standpoint that what can I guarantee? So with government contracts, it's one thing to say, I can guarantee you're gonna get a contract. I can guarantee you're gonna get at least one contract. After you go through all of this stuff that I teach you about how to get government contracts, I can guarantee you're gonna get a government contract. And I couldn't do that. I looked at real estate and I said, okay, after everything that I can teach you about real estate, I can guarantee you're gonna get a tenant. Or I can guarantee you're gonna sell this house. Or I can guarantee that XYZ. You're gonna get a loan. Like whatever. I couldn't make any guarantees. The only thing that I could guarantee is trucking. That is the only thing that I can guarantee. I can guarantee that if you do the things that I tell you to do, that you learn trucking from me, I can guarantee you will get business. I can guarantee that. I couldn't guarantee that in anything else. And let's say real estate. Real estate was a close second, right? Because it's almost a no-brainer. It's like, of course you're gonna get a tenant at some point. Excuse me. Of course you can get a tenant. Of course, you can remodel something. But I can't guarantee you like how much time it'll take. I can't guarantee you that we're gonna find the right thing for you to rent. Like, I can't guarantee. Because almost everybody knows that they can rent a room out. That's easy, right? So the barriers of entry in that is not that high, right? Because you don't really need to know a lot of stuff about renting a room out because everybody know how to rent houses, rooms, or whatever. So what higher level would I be having to teach you on in real estate? I'd probably have to teach you on how to remodel. I probably have to teach you how to, set up like an event space, like a particular Airbnb kind of thing. But I'm seeing a lot of Airbnbs not do well, so it's a lot of things. But like an Airbnb where people would come and they can have a birthday party or have a get together or something like that, like an event space Airbnb. I would have to show you something like that because the traditional Airbnb is really simple to, kind of set that up. But it's not really that difficult to set up something like that. So then it's like, okay, well, what would I be able to provide the most value and I can get as close to a guarantee as I can, because once you're done with whatever I teach you, I want you to be able to earn business. That's what my goal is. And the only place that I knew that I could do that guarantee was with trucking. 30 days from the time we get started, you're going to be going and picking up your first load. You're going to be going to do that. Within the first 30 days, it's guaranteed. 30 to 45. And I'm only saying 30 to 45 because they might have updated some time frames. Excuse me. But 30 to 45 days, you're going to be up and running from the time of initial investment. From the time that you initially invest in this program and and you have all the things that we need to get started. Like you got to be able to have the ability to get a truck. You got to have the ability to be able to get, pay your fees for your authority and stuff like that. Get insurance. You'd have to be able to do those things. But from that standpoint, as long as you're able to do those things within 30 to 45 days, you will be going to pick up your first load. And I will continue coaching you and telling you all the things that you don't know, because trucking has a lot of things that people don't understand or don't know. And that was where I could provide the most value. And that's why I was like, I'm doing trucking coaching. If you're trying to start a trucking company, I can tell you all about that. I can tell you all about that. I can tell you how to get loads, where to get loads from, what factoring is, how to use load boards. I can tell you all of these things, right, that I had to learn along the way. Completely, unbelievably valuable information. And I was asked, would I have paid for my course or my coaching program? Excuse me. Would I have paid for my coaching program if I was somebody else? Like, if I was me and somebody else had a coaching program, would I have paid for my coaching program? And it's like one of those things where it's like, if I was saying, okay, I'm fit to start a trucking company, this is where I'm fit to start my business, I want to make $1 million a year, $2 million a year, $3 million a year from my trucking company, and I'm getting started. Based off of where I would have been, it depends on where the person that I would have been would be, right? If I had the money, then let's say if I had to put a value on it, I'd say, man, it's worth $10,000, $20,000. It's not what I'm charging, right? But is it worth 10 bands to me? If I was somebody, I'd pay somebody 10 bands to show me that. To show me the stuff I don't know about all of the stuff that I know now that I didn't, the things that I know now, I probably forgot most stuff that most people know about trucking. It's people who've been doing trucking for 20 years and never had their own authority, right? They know most of them drive trucks. There's a business side. I know that. I never drove trucks. I had a driver. I had people leasing on. I had equipment rented out to other trucking companies. I had, my own equipment, that kind of thing. Like, there's information and things that I know that most people who've been in trucking 20, 30 years never even dealt with before. I had to get my own if the stickers. Like, I had to get my own IRP tags and stuff like that. I had to get my own, everything. Like, I was the authority. I had to join the drug consortium for my driver. Like, I had to do that. But very few people would know anything about that. Of course, if you had your own authority, you would. But if you're trying to start your own authority, then I'm the guy. You feel me? I'm the guy. You feel me? Y'all get used to that sound. Yeah. So, but yeah, like, that's where I could provide the most value if people were interested in doing something like that. And there's a GS-15 that I had heard, I was telling family member about me preparing to do this program, and they was like, oh man, I got a GS-15 who's trying to start his trucking company. He's still gonna be a GS. He's not planning on leaving his job to go do that. I'm assuming he's just gonna have a driver, but he was dead set on, like, oh yeah, I'm about to start my trucking company. And it's people like that I gear my program towards. It's people who like serious and ready to get started, and need me more than They need something like somebody like me to guide them through it, to explain all the different things to them. I learned on the fly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I started out with somebody like mentoring me. Rest in peace to him. Backhub was mentoring me up to a point, but then I actually had my own authority. He knew how to get started, and so at a point, he was like, "Man, tell me what's next. Like, tell me what's beyond the level that I know." So I was telling him stuff about, how certain things had to be, and so, but he's the one who helped get me to like the point where I was, and it's definitely a big learning curve, So some of you guys got some drivers. And like, oh, my driver can, is telling me, get me a truck and he'll drive for me. And that's great. That means you got a driver. But he may know the road and he may know some stuff about like owning a trucking company, but about like the trucking business. But there's going to be a level of things that he has no idea about and how it works because he never owned his own authority. Like, it's just what it is. It's one of those things where you just got to learn either from somebody who knows it or you got to live it. Like, somebody who's been there, or you just got to live it yourself. So, yeah. So I did just want to come on here and just mention that because that question was pretty good question. Why am I doing the trucking coaching instead of like government contract coaching? And that's just because I can't guarantee you're going to get business. I can't guarantee it. It's not, like I've been a prime on a contract before. I mainly subcontract, right? But even to subcontract, I just get out and meet people, right? Of course, you can use websites and get some subcontract stuff, but the way that I did it, I just got out and met people. And I can't guarantee that you're going to drum up business from doing that. And I just can't guarantee it. Now, is government contracts the best? Yes, it is the best. I love government contracts. I just cannot guarantee that in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, that you're going to ever get a contract. I can't guarantee that. It could be 6 months. It could be a year. You could end up never getting a contract. I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I can't guarantee it. That's all. But I can guarantee that the day your authority goes live, we can go pick up a load. We can go pick up a load that same day. As long as it ain't too late in the day, we can go pick up a load. We'll get something dispatched to you that same day. I can guarantee that. So anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name. If you find any value in these videos, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we out. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. It's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the streets. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really tried.
Yo, I didn't even know y'all had all these comments on here. They just populated. Like, I ain't see all these comments. I'm back. I ain't know. Hold up. Okay. Darrell Harris says, what's better right now, trucking or accounting? Brother, it's a different, you can't really compare them. I'm an accountant, right? That's my skill set. That's my That's my thing, you know. So accounting, with the world of finance, is probably always going to be better than trucking or almost any industry. It's like number one or number two industry probably. So that space, you know, we talk about stock markets, you talk about hedge funds, you're talking about, you know, auditing practices, you're talking about all of those things. So you're gonna go, it's gonna be accounting, right? But that's if you're, you know, if you're in that space. Most people aren't going to ever be accountants. So it's like a niche. It's almost like trying to compare a medical profession to a truck driver, right? Like you're trying to compare like a doctor to a truck driver. Like most people are never gonna go be doctors. And the job that the doctor does is, you know, highly paid. And so now, can you still make six figures driving trucks? Absolutely. Can you make millions of dollars owning trucking companies? Yes. Can you make millions of dollars doing accounting? Yes. Can you make six figures doing accounting? Yes. So it's like a yes to all of it. So it's going to depend on where you are, what your tolerance is. I personally don't ever want to drive. So it's crazy that I'm back. I know it's crazy that I'm back. To me, it's crazy that I'm back. But I never planned on driving, right? So since I don't want to drive, you know, trucking was out for me, like as far as me driving. Owning a company, yeah, I can own a company. Is it easier to find, I don't want to say easier, because it's not necessarily easy on either side, but for people to have a barrier to entry to get money, get a CDL, my partner say it's a license to print money, right? Like it's a money license to him because he'll get locked up, come home, and go drive trucks, right? And it's so easy for him to find work, you know. Been having a CDL a long time, nothing on his driver record. People begging him to drive, you know what I'm saying? So it's easier for him to go that way. But when you're in accounting, of course, you got to interviews, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to have a professional resume, you got to dress right. You're going up against the top quality candidates, other candidates for a job. Shout out to accounting. You know what I'm saying? You're going against the top guys, you know, sharp people, smart people, and this is your competition. But based off of like the ceiling is higher if you're in accounting. But you know, depending on where you are, you could be in a low-paid accounting position, and you could be a high-paid truck driver or have a large trucking fleet, and you making millions and millions and millions of dollars. Well, you know, it depends. All right, Passport Bro says, recently graduated, going to become a Navy pilot. Salute to you, brother. Hey, we got a Navy pilot, you know what I'm saying, on here. That's what's up, man. This promotes, hold on, let me see what this thing says in a way. All right, it says, this promotes my Passport Bro lifestyle. Shout out to the Passport Bros. You know what I'm saying? They be in America, the women get to talking crazy to her, they be like this. Get out of my face. All right, so he said this promotes my Passport Bro lifestyle and will help me to have business and real estate ventures abroad. Okay, that's what's up. Passport Bro says, do you think being a military officer is a good path to professional growth and success? What? What? That's one of the best. That might be the best way. That's top. That's one of the top ways for professional growth and success. Let me tell you what happened. I tried to, I was talking to a lady who helps people get, you know, their resumes together for SES. So I called her, I'm talking to her about trying to be a SES. I'm like, look, I want to go for SES in a couple of years, and here's my resume. She said, you know that you're going to be going up against full bird colonels and generals for these SES positions. And I was like, wow, like that's pretty high. Like, why am I going up against them? And she said, well, basically because these positions are almost designed for them. Like when you get out of the military, you've led like large squadrons if you were an officer. And so she was like, have you ever supervised? I'm like, yeah, I've been a supervisor before. You know what I'm saying? She said, yeah, but you probably don't have the adequate amount of supervising that you're going to be going up against for other supervisors. I said, no, I've been a supervisor. I supervised as an E6 in the military and an E5 in the military. Yeah, I supervised plenty of people. And then they were like, no, we're talking about like full bird colonel supervised. Have you ever supervised a colonel? Have you ever supervised a lieutenant colonel? Have you ever supervised, executives? And I was like, oh, no, I ain't never did that. You know what I mean? We was like working in the clinic. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't never do that. And so the officer path is absolutely the best path because they're going to force you, like, even as an E5 or E6, I was an officer, I was an NCO, but, so I mean, I was an officer, I was a non-commissioned officer, but even at my level, I was supervising, but and I might have had like 11 troops at one time, at one base. So, but like even though I would be supervising, it still isn't the same as the level of running like a whole squadron or something like that, or being over an entire section, including the enlisted people, So the highest enlisted person still falls under, the brand new lieutenant or second lieutenant or whatever. So, being an officer automatically starts preparing you for that kind of path, for sure. Okay, RJ says, thoughts on investing on AI eventually that'll replace trucking. Thoughts on investing, I guess, in AI, eventually that'll replace trucking. So the laws have to change for a lot of these things, including for accounting, right? Let's say AI hopefully will replace us all. Let's say, fingers crossed, AI will replace us all. What does that mean? What happens if AI replaces us all? That means that we get to be home and watch TV and still live good. Because somebody has to pay these bills, right? These bills got to get paid. So they can't phase everybody out of jobs, right? Unless they're going to say, hey, don't worry about working. We're going to give you a livable wage for free while AI takes over all of our jobs and brings us. Because what is the whole point of AI? Like trucking, right? Let's say trucking. The point of trucking is to move goods that we use as consumers. Toilet tissue, food, car parts, throne chairs. I got a throne over there. Material to build. These are all the things that we use and we need to live. Computers, what do computers need to live? Energy. That's it. That's all they need is power. They don't need nothing else. They'll be fine, right? They don't need anything else. But we need all of these things to be moved around in order for us to function on a daily basis. And so if they do use the trucking, like I said, trucking, if AI takes over trucking, right? Let's just say it does. They're going to be moving things around for us. But if there's no jobs for us, why do they even need to move the things around? We are the reason why, money is the reason why these things is moving. Because, we need them, we consume them, but we have to pay for them. So somebody will have to pay us if they phase out all the jobs. I wouldn't be too worried about the job thing. I just wouldn't. They're raising salaries like crazy right now, everywhere. Everywhere I'm seeing they're raising salaries like crazy. But I think that it's a great thing to invest in it, I think it'll be a great thing to invest in. RJ says that would be bad for men. Male wages are already stagnant. Losing trucking would hurt men a lot. Oh, it would definitely hurt men a lot. It would definitely hurt men a lot. Hold on, let me. So, yeah, that would definitely hurt men a lot, but I really can't see. I mean, every industry is going to be hurt by AI. Teachers, but there has to be some kind of laws that will prevent, maybe trucks from being on the road just driving themselves without humans in them at all, in order to keep us to have some kind of government jobs. But I would say that if they said, hey, you got a trucking company, you can't have people driving them anymore, it's all AI. Okay, well, give me some AI trucks. Just from that standpoint. But they're gonna have to do something in order to keep people gainfully employed. But they are raising salaries. They are definitely raising salaries. Daryl Harris says, do you do government contracts with trucking? So not in the sense of a particular, okay, so I bought a truck because I had a contract that required me needing a truck. So I purchased the truck for that so that I could pick stuff up and drop it off. But it wasn't like the semi truck or the dually truck with the 40-foot flatbed. It wasn't anything like that. Now, when it comes to doing government contracts, I did get my driver a TWIC card once, and that was so that he can get on and off like Navy bases or military bases with a TWIC card. And that allowed him to pick up things on the base. So you might just get dispatched a load, and that load requires, I didn't put that on the screen. Yeah, that load might just require you get a government, like it's not really like you got a government contract. It's just kind of like you got a load dispatched to you. It's a government load, but you don't even know that, right? You find out, you know what I'm saying, when you get there, or if you read the paperwork. But it's like a micro contract. It's not really so much that it's about the fact that it's a government contract. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Oh, okay. That's why I'm trying to see why I couldn't see y'all comments. Okay. All right. So now that we covered that, now I'm officially Now I'm officially about to get up off of here. You got any more questions, anybody? Any more questions? Any more questions before we get up off of here? Make sure I'm paying attention to them. I can't believe I was really gone. Like I was really like out of here. And then I was like, man, that's crazy. All of those questions populated like last second. All right. And got redacted his statement. All right, man. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Y'all don't even know. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and we out.
Me and her together, we just call it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the
$700 billion industry. There's very few industries where you're pretty much guaranteed to have commercial clients within the first 30 days. I started my trucking business, and the same day that my authority went active, we picked up a load the same exact day from an Audi dealership. Having your trucking authority sets you apart because it lets businesses know that the government has approved you to handle their commercial level business needs. Once I started doing consulting for new and aspiring trucking companies, I realized that there was a much deeper need for education and training for starting and running a trucking business. So many have asked if I provide mentorship or pretty much anything past just general business consulting. So for the very first time, I'm offering a 90-day coaching program for starting and running your trucking business. This program will teach you about setting up your business, getting your first commercial client within the first 30 to 45 days, as well as continued support and education for running your trucking authority. Trucking is a $700 billion industry. It can literally change your life. Start your trucking business the right way and join my 90-day coaching program at citnconsulting.com. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.